Let's start with a journey back to 1847. Picture this, Qatar. Not yet the glittering jewel of the Gulf, but more like a dusty, forgotten sandbox where the Al Thani family decided to play king of the castle. Enter Mohammed bin Thani, the guy who looked at the desert and thought, I could rule this. He tells the Ottomans where they can stick their shish kebab and declares, this here is my sand. It was as subtle as a sledgehammer. His tenure ended not with fireworks, but was a familial, thanks Dad, we'll take it from here. Then comes his son, Qassim Muhammad Al Thani, the guy who apparently thought, why stop at one wife when you can give the original Muhammad a race for his money? 56 kids, folks. 56! Oh, damn. That's not a family, that's a small army. Today, we've got 22,000 Al Thanis running around in Qatar, which means if you're in Qatar and you throw a stone, you'll probably hit an Al Thani, or at least someone who's got to pay them rent. And they're all Wahhabis, the kind of folks who tell you jihad means peace. Fast forward to the 1910s. Qassim has been removed by his son, Coup. Abdullah, who ruled with the diplomatic finesse of a bulldozer at a tea party, decided to cozy up to the infidel Britannia. Why? Because they had guns, money, and a navy. Sure, it meant giving up a bit of sovereignty, but hey, when you're stuck in the middle of the desert with nothing but pearls and sand, you take what you can get. But Abdullah's real problem wasn't the British or the Ottomans. It was his own family. Because in the Al Thani dynasty, betrayal doesn't come from outside. It comes from your own bloodline. After ruling for a few decades, Abdullah's son, Ali bin Abdullah Al Thani, decided that Dad had done enough and it was time for a retirement party, whether he liked it or not. The Al Thani family drama between the 1910s and the 1970s was less about ceremonies and more about who could out-scheme, out-coup, or just plain outlive the competition. It's like Succession, but with camels and an endless supply of Now, Ali bin Abdullah Al Thani wasn't exactly your stereotypical power-hungry tyrant. In fact, he seemed more interested in falconry and sipping coffee under a palm tree than actually governing. The British, infidels, who at this point were basically Qatar's helicopter parents, were fine with Ali because he mostly did what they wanted. And that's the thing about being a ruler during this time. As long as you let the Brits build their airstrips and oil rigs, they didn't care if you spent your afternoons bird watching. But Ali's reign wasn't entirely smooth sailing. By the 1950s, Qatar's oil industry was starting to take off. And with it came money. A lot of money. And if there's one thing that guarantees chaos in a ruling family, is a sudden influx of cash. The Al Thani clan went from fighting over pearls to fighting over oil profits. And Ali found himself caught in the middle of it. By the time the 1960s rolled around, Ali was pretty much done with the whole ruling thing. He abdicated in 1960 when he was forced to be removed by his son, Ahmed bin Al Thani. If Ali was a reluctant ruler, Ahmed was the opposite. This guy loved being in charge, mostly because it gave him access to all the perks of being an emir. His reign was marked by extravagance, opulence, and a general lack of interest in actually running the country. While Qatar's oil revenues were skyrocketing, Ahmed was busy jet-setting around the world, hunting with falcons and throwing parties. He was basically the 1960s version of an Instagram influencer. In 1972, Khalifa bin Ahmed Deen decided it's his turn at the wheel, overthrowing his cousin in what might be the politest coup d'etat ever recorded. But what goes around comes around. In 1995, while Khalifa was off in Switzerland, probably enjoying some non-halal Swiss chocolate, his son Hamad Thani pulled the ultimate while you were out and changed the palace locks. And Hamad, the man who modernized Qatar but also knew when to fold them, in 2013 he was toppled by his son, Tamim Thani.